which made a very short clip because it's going to go on short clips, which means I'm taking on this man. He's a very young man. He just came on the scene within the last year or two. Who knows who he is or who's paying him. But if the Lord shows me a truth, I have to publish it. So please keep me in your prayers. I was going to tell you today about the assassination attempt on President Trump and the simultaneous attempt to destroy the economy. But Tony sent me a printout this morning, which I think will make it very easy on me. I'm just going to read you the printout that he sent me. He probably got it from What Does It Mean, but I'm not sure. I heard about this yesterday. I heard about it yesterday from the William Mount channel on YouTube. Okay. 50 Kabbalah agents arrested. 50. They've already arrested 50 of them. Attempting a $5 trillion electronic heist. I should have started reading in another place. 50 Kabbalah agents were arrested. They were in the process of an electronic heist of $5 trillion US. Treasury agents stopped them. Praise the Lord. God bless those men. I don't know if there were any women or not, but God bless them, whoever they are. Treasury agents stopped them before they could execute their plan. More information as it becomes available. Well, I know the more information. I don't know where Tony got this from, but you have to go to different sites. Different sites have different information. Vladimir Putin, okay, called President Trump. Or President Trump would probably be dead now. But President Trump's life is in Jesus' hand. But this is what happened. The Russian government arrested an American that works for an American company that has a lot of business with Russia, does a lot of business with Russia. The man says that he was there for a wedding. He speaks fluent Russian. He says he was there for a wedding for a friend of his, but he was arrested as a spy. Russian secret police arrested him as a spy. I don't know if they're secret police, but they're the Russian special agents arrested him as a spy, and they tortured him. And brethren, I mean, the thought of torture just horrifies me. I've been in conflict ever since they made an issue. Ever since the left made an issue out of it when President Bush was still president, and I'm in a moral conflict over it. I think hurting anybody is terrible. I know that hurting me. To be honest with you, I tell the Lord all the time, I don't know if I would hold up if I was tortured. I don't know. To me, it's a horrible thought. I used to think when I was harder and I believed in abortion and I was that old person, I thought, oh, sure, torture them. You know, if they're spies, if they're treasonous, torture them. But I was a hard person. Now that the Lord has changed my heart, torture for me has been a moral conflict. I honestly don't know. And then, of course, the propaganda that I've been hearing for the last couple of years is, well, it doesn't work anyway because they'll tell you anything to stop hurting. People will tell you anything to stop when you're hurting them. Well, I'm not ready to take a stand on torture. I'm just giving you the information just in case any one of you has a similar moral conflict. I haven't heard from God on the issue. The police arrested this American citizen on spy charges. They tortured him, and he told them about the planned attempt on President Trump's life, which was supposed to take place simultaneously with this bank heist that was intended to destroy the economy totally. They were going to do it in one fell swoop on January 22nd. And I remember the Christmas Day came and went and there was no false flag. And New Year's Day came and went and I said, oh wow, no false flag. And then I heard about this. This was no false flag. They were going to do it. So the Russian police told Vladimir Putin, he called President Trump, and President Trump believed him. Sent the Secret Service to the barracks. It was a rogue company of Marines. Thank God the military, our United States military, did not turn on the president. It was a rogue, that's what they say, a rogue company of Marines. That was the detail that was assigned to protect the life of the president. So apparently they have a barracks there in the White House, and they must take turns rotating their assignments. So the Secret Service went to the barracks, and I don't know whether it was the whole, I got the impression it was the whole company of Marines, but I could be mistaken about that. That's what I read, a rogue company of Marines. And one of them started shooting. So the Secret Service shot back. There was one Marine killed in a shootout in the White House, which happened at the exact moment President called whoever he was supposed to call. The people he trusted moved him. I guess they moved him out of the Oval Office or wherever he was. They were moving him to a bunker. So he was in an elevator going down to a bunker while the Secret Service went to the barracks, and there was a shootout in the barracks. The one Marine started to shoot. So it sounds to me like it was really just one guy that was going to do it. And if it was just one guy that was going to do it, he had to know that the rest of them would have killed him on the spot. So I don't know. The article that I read said a company of rogue Marines, which would indicate they were all in on it. But just one of them started to fire, and the Secret Service killed him in a shootout at the White House. And at the same exact moment, some treasonous people inside, I have to read this myself, I have more information about the assassination than about the bank heist. Someone on the inside had to let these people in. The plan was to steal I thought it was $3 trillion. They were going to steal $5 trillion of digital money, I guess, not cash, digital money, okay, which would have crashed the whole economy, and it would have shut down all the ATMs, and all of our money would have been worthless because there would have been no money in the country to do business or to do anything with. So it was a total disaster that I'm sure they would have, they have army, I'm sure, my guess from a little bit that I know, I'm no expert, brother, that the next step would have been after the whole country went into a crisis and the president was dead and there was no money to buy food or do anything, to just live your life, that whoever the planned person was to take over the country would have stood up and made themselves the dictator of the country. So I'm just happy that there are actually arrests being made. They say, you know, you just read everything that you can and you pray, and there are certain channels, there are certain alternate news media people that I have confidence in, but even then you can't believe everything they say because they could be mistaken, they could have wrong information. So I listen to everything, but a lot of voices are saying that President Trump will be starting military tribunals in this year in January, and I hear President Obama has disappeared, and they say he's arrested, and that he and several others were served at President Bush's funeral. So this was my reaction to the whole thing. Lord, something has to happen, because you can't have President Trump, they're trying to kill him, he's resisting him, they're trying to kill him, he's resisting them, they're trying to destroy the economy, he's resisting them. The fight is too back and forth. There has to appear a show of force that will put down the other side. It can't be an equal fight. You get one blow and you get one punch and I get the other punch. This can't continue. Lord, help us. That was my response. So, as I said, I had more information about the assassination than about the bank heist. So let me read this to you. 50 Kabbalah agents arrested they were in the process of an electronic heist. They were going to steal digital money, brethren, of $5 trillion US dollars treasury Treasury agents stopped them before they could execute their plan. Again, this all came from the man who was tortured. These agents were slipped into the Treasury. It appears their cabal plan was to pull the money electronically from circulation suddenly on Wednesday after New Year's Eve at stock markets. He probably got this off of the What Does It Mean website, and the English is not always the best. They come from Ireland, I believe. So the plan was to pull the money electronically from circulation suddenly on Wednesday, hoping to crash the stock market, causing banking systems across the nation to crash. And then there's something in parentheses here. Since this was stopped, it appears the following was avoided. Now, brethren, I heard about the assassination attempt on this site, What Does It Mean, yesterday, I guess. But the banking, this information about the banking, did not even get to that site until today. That I heard verbally on the William Mount channel. As far as I know, he was the first one that had the news. He's a very, there's something really strange about this guy, but he certainly does have connections. There's no question about it. So I heard yesterday about the bank heist, or the attempted bank heist, but I didn't have, he said $3 trillion. So this is what would have happened. All ATMs and credit cards would have ceased to function. All United States banks would close. All US dollars would be instantly worthless. The USA would cease to function as a country. Special agents within the Treasury detected anomalies in the system. God bless these agents. So, apparently this was not even coming from Putin. As I heard that, the phone call came from Putin, that they tortured this American spy. He told them about the attempted assassination. Maybe this is something completely different that was stopped by our Treasury agents. Thank you, Jesus. He was fighting for us. Special agents within the Treasury detected anomalies in the systems and introduced countermeasures that stopped the heist by a shutdown of the terminals being used and confused the cabal agents for enough time so that they were caught completely off guard when FBI Secret Service and Treasury agents swarmed the activities and arrested all. Now, my brother-in-law, who's dead now, he had a really high office in this Eastern District of the Treasury Department. God bless them all. FBI agents were deployed to the homes of all arrested and captured additional persons. All are being held without bail, thank God, charged with attempted coup and sedition against the Republic. So, brethren, these, as far as I know, these are the first people to be charged with sedition. Sedition is treason. You die. This is a death sentence. President Trump has ordered the 50 agents shipped to Gitmo tonight and interrogated extensively. The president has deemed at this time. I don't know what this RV is. If anybody that's listening, is Tony online?
No,
I don't know what this RV is. The president has deemed at this time RV must be postponed. If anybody has any idea what that is Rose online?
No.
Okay. RV must be postponed until more is known about this event. Mnuchin used to be a member of the president's cabinet, but he went back to Wall Street. So the president says Mnuchin went to bat for every currency holder, but the president overrode him. I'm not sure what that means. Saying that the timing of this indicated more than an attempted control of our finance system, but was trying to totally cripple it. So the president is saying this plan was not to control our financial system, not to steal the money. They wanted to cripple and destroy our financial system. So, say Mnuchin is fighting for the currency holder. What does that mean? Who is the currency holder? The currency holder, brethren, is all the money you have in the bank. The currency holder is all of the money in the pension fund for the pension that you draw every month. Okay, you're the currency holder. Every dollar that you have, if you have $1, it makes you a currency holder. So Mnuchin went to bat for the currency holder, but the president overrode him. What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm trying to give you a general idea because I don't know what it means myself. Mnuchin wanted to do in this crisis. I don't know what should be done in a crisis like this, but in this crisis, Mnuchin, ex-secretary Mnuchin, wanted to do what would be best for the currency holder. Okay. The president overrode him. So in other words, the president is going to do what's best for the country rather than the individual currency holder. I don't know what that means for us. But whatever the president does, it's for the long-range best for the country and the world. The United States currency affects the whole world. This would not just have crashed the American economy. This would have crashed the whole world. Now remember, there are crazy people out there that want to rule the world. When they talk about the Kabbalah, they're talking about a league of people that want to crash all national borders, want to crash all national governments, and put into effect a one world government where they would be kings and queens, so to speak. Only they wouldn't call themselves kings and queens. They're called oligarchs. And the rest of the peoples of the world would be slaves. That's the plan. Half of America is awake and half of America is sleeping. People that believe only the MSNBC and CBS, you're asleep because all of this information is available on the internet. So those of us that are awake, we're fighting the war for all of you while you fight against us. There's one more paragraph here. Mnuchin went to bat for every currency holder, but the president overrode him, saying that the timing of this indicated more than attempted control of our finance system, but was trying to totally cripple it. Martial law potential is high. If martial law is invoked, all elections will be halted, curfews imposed, and all travel suspended. The Kabbalah have contacts across the nation. These are the treasonous people, brethren, the Kabbalah. Have contacts across the nation and across D.C. Massive number of arrests are possible within 24 hours. Maybe the ATMs are closed. Mnuchin went to bat for the currency holders. Maybe they shut down the ATMs. Does anybody try to get, do you know anything about the banking?
No, I don't know about that.
And that would be my guess, that they shut down the ATMs. But I'm just guessing, I don't know. And President Trump said, no, they're going to be closed for a while until we make all these arrests. My contacts are going dark. Wait a minute, here's the website, who wrote it? No, it's not. It's not. What do you know? It's a different site. I don't know. I have to ask Tony who this guy is. My contacts are going dark until further notice. President Trump has been moved to a bunker for safety, but the vice president moved to a secret location. Now, they never put them in the same place. God forbid President Trump is killed, Vice President Pence is president. The first and second families are all being protected by military at this time. Pray for America, for the president and vice president and their families. I don't know who this guy is. So, brethren, that was the most, as far as I know, what do I know? That's the most ambitious attempt that I know about to destroy our country and take over the whole world. It's not just our country, it's the whole world, brother. So I'm encouraged. I thank God for the patriots and the heroes that were involved with the shootout, and I thank God none of our people were hurt. I thank God for the patriots and the FBI, and although what I'm told now, brethren, you have to understand that there are rogue factions in every government agency. I'm told it was the FBI that paid this rogue contingent of Marines. See, this is the problem with having a volunteer army, a volunteer military. This is the problem. You get professional soldiers. And when there are professional soldiers, they're much easier to buy off than soldiers that are just soldiers for 4 years because they've been drafted and they want to go home to their families. These are professional assassins. And they were bought. And who bought them? The FBI. Now, I read in this article that the FBI was among the people, the men were arresting people. So when we say the FBI bought them, we're talking about people at the top, like Comey. No? And Rosenstein, I think his name is Rosenstein. And that, can't even pronounce that guy's name, Strzok, and Lisa's girlfriend, at least if she's his girlfriend. Some say she's not even his girlfriend. Yeah. People at the highest levels of the FBI paid for this. Well, I hope that they're making all of these arrests. I have the greatest hope. They're being interrogated, that these people talk, and that they get them at the top and they prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Which if they're proved guilty of treason, the fullest extent of the law is execution. I don't think that they should live, that we should support people that would have destroyed this country, destroyed our lives and our families and our livelihood of millions of people, that we should support them or feed them for the rest of their lives. That's my opinion. I think there should be public trials, and I think there should be public executions. And all of my fellow citizens that is sleeping and refuse to wake up because the truth is unpleasant, you must wake up. And this truth has to be put in their face to a degree that to not wake up at this point would be some kind of mental problem. The propaganda has to stop. So the report was that the military tribunals were supposed to start this month. Not only just the military tribunals, but the disclosure to the sleeping American public of the truth about what's really good, that we're in a cold war, a cold civil war in this country. It's been going on for a long time, actually. It hit a crisis point when President Trump was elected. But we've been in a cold civil war for years already. So the truth was about to be disclosed through the mainstream media to the people that don't listen to anything except the mainstream media. There was soft disclosure had already started. I'm told that a couple of the publications were saying things about Trump, that he did do something good, that he's not the Antichrist or Hitler or some monster. So they were trying to soften up the people for it. But this is going to force it much faster. This is going to force what? The full disclosure to the sleeping population. The country has to wake up. And everybody has to take a stand. You have to be on a side. Either you're for the Republic or you're for the global New World Order that wants to destroy this country and absorb us into a one-world government. You have to take a stand. Every last one of you have to take a stand. Are you a nationalist? Are you a patriot? Are you for democracy? Do you want to live in a place where your vote has some power? Or do you want some unelected oligarchs ruling over you? It's literally a remake of the old serfdom system of Europe. That's what they're doing. You'll be a serf on their land. What do you want? You don't believe what I'm telling you? Your lack of taking a position defaults you to the globalist vote. So, wake up, my fellow citizens, wake up. God bless you all in Jesus' name.